Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashem Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, and also peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And the name of this lesson is going to be Romans chapter 13, verse 8 through 10, explained. And I'm doing this lesson in response to the Christian church and their doctrine, in which most Christians teach that we don't have to keep the law. Now, all of them don't believe that, but the majority of them do, okay? Especially amongst our so-called communities, man, amongst Jake. Jake think that you don't have to keep the law because, according to them, Christ nailed the law to the cross, so we ain't got to keep it no more. But yet, if you read the New Testament, you see the law all throughout the New Testament, man. Now, if you ask a Christian what is sin according to the Bible, most of them don't know. But some will say breaking God's commandments or going against the law. Well, with that answer, that should make you think, man, that look, if sin is breaking God's laws, but then out of my other side of my mouth, I say Christ did away with the law, then sin sin don't exist no more. And if sin don't exist no more, nobody should ever die again. But it's clear that everybody keep dying in the world. Death is still here. So the law is in effect, man. I mean, Christians just don't sit down and think, bro, okay? That's hard for them to do, is to sit down and be logical and think, man. This is why everybody makes fun of them. This is why the Christian church isn't taken serious, man. And you people put a bad rep on the Holy Bible, man, because of how foolish you are, okay? But I just wanted to read this small passage here to show you that the commandments of the Most High God are still in effect, man, all right? The only law that we don't have to keep is the sacrificing of animals, okay? A sacrifice is still required because we are the sacrifice, all right? Romans 12:1. We just don't have to sacrifice animals no more for the remission of sins, man. The laws of the Most High are still in effect, man. So, starting here in Romans 13 and verse 8, it says, "Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." And see, a Christian will read this and say, you see, all I got to do is love you, brother, and I fulfill the law. Not knowing that love is an action word. Not knowing that the law requires action. It's just not a feeling, man. And Paul is going to explain unto you what he means by this, man, when he says, "For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." He's going to explain what he means by this. Verse 9 says, "For this thou shalt not commit adultery." Right. If I say that I love you, but then I go and commit adultery with your wife, I don't love you, man. That's not fulfilling the law. That's breaking the law. And that's a sin punishable by death, man. This is what the Apostle Paul means by when he says, "For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." I'm not going to commit adultery with your wife, man. And a woman should commit adultery on her husband. It says, "Thou shalt not kill," meaning murder. I can't say that I love you, but then I murder you, man. That's a contradiction, all right? And you Christians have a very, very contradictive mindset, okay? If that's a word. You're always contradicting yourselves, man. It says, thou shalt not steal. Right. If I love you, I'm not going to steal from you. That's real love. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Right. If I love you, I'm not going to lie on you. It says, thou shalt not covet. Right. If I love you, I'm not going to covet your possessions. That's wrong. This is the law. This is the New Testament, the book of Romans, man. If Christ, according to you Christians, nailed the law to the cross, why is Paul going against it? Paul going off according to you guys. Clearly, he's going off. If what you're saying is true, the law is still being mentioned. It says, and if there be any other commandment, right, the rest of the laws, right, the dietary law and other laws, okay, it says, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself, man. You don't do wrong to yourself and harm yourself. Well, you should do the same to your neighbor, man. And that's the fulfilling of the law. And Paul gave you, a few examples of how you show love to your neighbor, man. By not committing adultery, not killing, not stealing, right? Not coveting, not bearing false witness. Those are just a few of the commandments, man. It says in verse 10, love worketh no ill to his neighbor, right? I can't say that I love you and then I wrong you, man. By doing the things that the law say not to do, okay? That's working ill towards your neighbor, man. Wrong. It says, therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law, right? If I love my neighbor according to the law, I'm fulfilling the law, man. By not doing the things, all right, that the law say that I shouldn't be doing to my neighbor, man. That's real love, okay? And this is hard for a Christian to understand. This is easy for us, brothers and sisters, all right? This is easy to understand. But for a Christian, this is a very hard concept. And this is why the Christian church is a lawless institution, man. That is led and orchestrated, right, by the so-called white man Esau and his puppets, all right? You Christian black and Latino pastors, man. This is why you see homosexuals in the Christian church. You see idolatry in the Christian church. You see these pagan holidays being, all right, worship in the Christian church, and many other, all right, disgusting, abominable things going on, man. People who attend the Christian church are terrible individuals, okay? They don't do nothing the Bible say to do, man. So you see it here for yourself, brothers and sisters, all right? Next time a Christian say to you that we ain't got to keep the law, just go to the New Testament, here in the book of Romans 13, verse 8 through 10, and show them the law in the New Testament, man. And there are plenty of other scriptures. Plenty of other scriptures, man. And so I pray that you will be edified through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai Bahashem B'cha Kodash. Shalom.